Good afternoon, everybody. Excuse me. I was notified earlier today about the sad news. Former WWE Superstar Virgil passes away. A lot of people remember him very well for his time in WWE and his brief stunt in WCW. And this is not the kind of news that I welcome today. This is sad news indeed. This is not news that anyone would want to welcome. And, when we lose somebody, it's always a shocking moment and a shocking time period. And the thing is, we all seem to think and forget that these performers, despite that we remember so fondly about what they did in wrestling, that when we always lose them, no matter if they're baby faces or heels, we always are grateful and thankful and respectful for what they have contributed to the wrestling business to entertain us wrestling fans, whether you follow it now or you followed it a couple of decades ago. And Virgil is best remembered, I think, in his WWE career as the silent bodyguard of the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. They would invite fans up and try to trick them into doing something crazy, and then Ted DiBiase wouldn't pay them the money. Virgil would basically clean Ted DiBiase's clothes and his toes and all that other stuff. And, over time, I think that what made Virgil really break out was the decision when they decided to break him away from the $1 Million Man when he turned on Ted DiBiase. The 1991 Royal Rumble, Virgil was in a tag team match. It was him and Ted DiBiase against Dusty and Dustin Rhodes. They lost the match. And, Virgil at this point is ordered by Ted DiBiase to go outside and get the $1 Million belt that Ted DiBiase had worn a lot of times. Bring it into the ring. He ordered Virgil to hand it to him. Virgil dropped down the one knee, and Ted DiBiase turned around and told the fans, as I always said, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. And then he turned around and Virgil knocked him completely silly with the $1 Million belt. Very epic moment. That was his babyface turn. No longer was he the bodyguard of Ted DiBiase. He broke out. He started feuding with Ted DiBiase. He had a match with him at WrestleMania 7 when he came out, and he was actually managed by Roddy Piper, who was on crutches. And they had a match at SummerSlam 1991 where Virgil won the $1 Million belt, which also was a fantastic match. And I think that this was really the breakout feud for Virgil in general. Like, this is one where it showcased he was more than just a bodyguard. He was more than just a silent guy. He had really uncanny speed. He had quick hands. He was really a very intense guy, but he also could do drop kicks. He could wrestle on the mat. The guy really had enough ability to where he didn't need to be Hulk Hogan or the Ultimate Warrior or the Macho Man Randy Savage. He had his own ability that separated him from a lot of the other performers. He had the big 8-man tag at WrestleMania 8. He was teaming with Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Sergeant Slaughter, and the Big Boss Man against the Mountie, the Nasty Boys, and the Repo Man. And Ray Combs was the ring announcer for that match. He would go on to have many other feuds, like with Repo Man, the Mountie. He even faced some baby faces like Bret Hart. He was in the 1992 Royal Rumble, the 1993 Royal Rumble. He made a brief appearance in the 94 Royal Rumble. Virgil really was a very laid back guy in terms of his persona, but he was very intense in the ring when he wanted to be. And I think what made him really break out with a lot of fans is his babyface turn and the fact that he surprised everybody with his athletic ability. Like, he would just dance around the ring and throw those shots. And, people have said Shane McMahon with the Shane Shuffle, but Virgil really was the one that defined moving like that. Like, he would just, dance and he would just throw those shots and stuff. I trace it back to Virgil when he was basically doing that, and he was just really athletic and he was just really believable to the point where we're like, wow, this guy is more than just a ball. He didn't win a lot of championships, but he was the $1 million champion when he beat Ted DiBiase, despite some people have said that that belt really was a worthless belt. I don't believe it was. I think it was great for Ted DiBiase to have. But, you know, the thing is, WWE back then only had their specific favorites at the top, and it did not matter what part of the card that Virgil was on. He always gave his best. And, you know, over time, I mean, he would leave WWE and go to WCW, and he had an alliance with Ted DiBiase again, and he joined the New World Order. And, you know, his WCW run was really kind of laid back. I mean, I kind of think at that point in time that after breaking away from the NWO, there really wasn't much for him to do. And it was just really, you know, his career was winding down, and then he would go on to retire from wrestling, and he'd make sporadic appearances and do interviews and stuff. And it was just, you know, he was still sticking around the business. And even though he wasn't a main eventer, that was dedication on his part, because a lot of people that leave the wrestling business, most of the time you never hear about them ever again. You know, definitely is the case where Virgil stuck around, and he was just really, really dedicated to wrestling. And no matter if he was a babyface or a bodyguard or a heel, the guy was always a presence. And today we lost a very, very big name. And Virgil, you will be missed. Thank you for the memories. I enjoyed your feud with the $1 Million Man and other heels, tag team matches, singles matches. No doubt about it that we lost a major name today. And, you know, he definitely will be missed. My prayers and heart go out to his family, and rest in peace, Virgil. Thank you so much for the memories, and I'll talk to you guys later. Tell me what you think of this, and what was your memory of Virgil that you remember the most. Tell me in the comment section down below. And thanks again for watching, everybody. Talk to you later.